Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about a few things. Tesla stock, why I believe Tesla stock is going to go higher, and just the general topic about making money and what I've learned about that. So first of all, I want to open by saying I have put almost all of my available cash into Tesla stock, and it's been mostly in the past week or so. Honestly, I wish I'd done it earlier, obviously, but there were a couple of catalysts that came to mind where I figured things were going to be primed for a big move, and today I've been really vindicated by that, as well as yesterday as well. The stock's just been going way up. Seems like I've been right so far. So the reasons I bought Tesla stock and pushed all my chips into the middle of the table and said I'm all in on Tesla are two things. Number one, their first quarter 2021 results. They did really, really good, way better than analysts were expecting for the first quarter. And that's not even the biggest reason why. The second reason is because of FSD Beta 9. And what that is in plain English is there's a software update coming to the Tesla vehicles that are equipped with the camera system. And it's going to totally change the entire world's perspective on where Tesla is in self-driving. Right now, most analysts out there think that GM's Cruise system and Waymo from Google have better self-driving than Tesla. Now, I think that I know better than the analysts, and here's why. Tesla's system is made so that it works anywhere. Basically, it's programmed so that it sees an environment and learns how to interact in that environment as a car. Waymo is using something called LiDAR, which is what your iPhone uses to scan your face to see if it's you. It's kind of like infrared-based radar. And that technology just doesn't work as well as vision. It's not as flexible. So Waymo has to have their cars working in, I think, 3 cities and very specific areas of it, and outside of that, cars wouldn't work. And GM's Cruise system only works on interstates, I believe, and only on some parts of the interstates. So Tesla, however, pretty much anywhere in the US right now that has road stripes, it'll work. But the new software is going to allow, right now I'm on autopilot, the car's driving itself, but the new software is going to allow me to put in my destination in the navigation, and it will take me there, and I won't have to do anything. I'll just watch it happen. Most trips will happen with 0 interactions, and that, in my opinion, 0 interactions to get to your destination is pretty much a self-driving car, and everyone's going to be convinced at that point. So the analysts will have to see that full self-driving has been solved, and it will be a very big, I believe, event culturally that now your car can take you places without you even really having to do anything other than make sure that it's working okay. After this beta is released, everybody's going to see how well the Tesla self-driving works. That's why I put pretty much all of my available cash into Tesla stock, and already I'm up quite a bit on that. And I'm going to hold this as long as I can. I believe that it'll go to $6,000 a share by 2030. Because Tesla is so much more than an automaker. It's being valued like it's an automaker right now. It's not what it is. Tesla is a leader in AI, vision-based AI, and battery production. We need batteries for not only electric vehicles, but also robots, and we also need it for electric airplanes as well. So Tesla's 4680 battery, which is a huge leap in battery design, by the way, will, as soon as it is widely enough produced, be used by pretty much everybody. That's my prediction there. And their AI that's based on vision is years ahead of anything else out there. In fact, the system has to run on a special Tesla designed full self-driving computer. There's nothing else out there that can even run it. So they figured out autonomy, and the world's about to learn that, and the battery tech is far and above like anything else available, and they are producing the machine that makes the batteries at a high rate right now. So those are a couple of major things. There's lots of other stuff that I could get into. There's about a dozen different things that Tesla does besides make cars. And it's kind of like a dozen little startups under one roof. And it's so cool to see. They attract the best engineers, and they have such a excited following that they really don't need to do any marketing at all. I mean, guys like me are making videos about them all the time. They have a huge fan base, kind of like Apple did after the iPod came out. It's just like everybody couldn't get enough of it. But that's my thoughts on Tesla stock and the future of Tesla. Now let's talk about making money and the topic of money in general, because a lot of times when I ask people, what do you think of Tesla, most people are pretty much agreeing with me that it's going to be a big thing. And then I ask them if they invest in it, and they say, well, I can't afford to invest in it. So what is the reason for that sort of mindset about money? I'm going to say that I definitely used to be in that camp as well. I can't invest in it. I can't afford to. It's money I don't have. That kind of thinking. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about making money. There are so many things I learned since I started my business in January 2015. I started my business because I wanted to make a lot of money. That's why a lot of people start their businesses. And as such, I was kind of greedy, and my head was not necessarily in the right place for that. And I did pretty well starting out. I made $80K in my first year. The most I'd made before that was like $61,000. And I thought I was balling, thought I was doing good, thought I was a big shot. And I started to spend money and just acquire lots of material things. Like I bought a plane, took my girlfriend to Hawaii, and that I did make six figures the second year, and every year since then, but that kind of caught up with me. And 3 years into starting my business, I had a lot of debt, and every couple weeks I would have red negative numbers in my bank account. Things just weren't great. And it was especially hard because that girlfriend was now my fiance, and shortly thereafter my wife. And I had more responsibility than I had before. I had a responsibility to provide for this other person. In fact, that was in my wedding vows. I'm going to provide for you, and I'm going to provide for you well. So I took a minute and said, this just isn't working. This is toxic. I'm in debt. Yeah, I'm making good money, but it's going right out the door. So I got deep into personal development. And what personal development is it's the practice of learning about yourself and why you are the way you are, and why you do the things you do, and why you react to things the way you react to them. And there aren't very many bigger things in our psychology than our attitudes about money. Think about how humans think. We have ideas, and the way that ideas work is you have a thought which is connected to other things. There's just so many things that are connected to money. So many things. And since so many things are connected to money, and so much of our life we go through undeveloped without paying attention to how we are, why we react to things the way that we do, money is often attached to memories of negative things, of challenging things for us. And so we get this idea that's kind of cynical about money, where only people that are oppressive have it, or people that are greedy have it, and things like that. It's not like that. Money is neither good nor evil. It's just an energy, just like electricity. Electricity can do good work if it's connected to something good, but if you just short it out, it creates a lot of heat and it can kill you. Money's the same way. Think about people that win the lottery. They usually end up worse off than before they won. And that's because money doesn't solve your problems. Yeah, it can put a roof over your head and food in your belly, and those are important things, but you shouldn't start a business to make money and not do any personal development. So after I started reading books, after I started listening to podcasts, and these were things recommended to me by people that were doing the things that I wanted to, and were living the happy, fulfilled lives that I wanted, and doing well financially, I started to learn more about myself. Started to connect with why I see the world like I do, and started to gain a lot more perspective.
And most importantly, I really got a lot of gratitude in my life. Gratitude for what I already had, even though my bank account was negative all the time. Even though I had crushing debt and owed on taxes and didn't have the airplane anymore, was struggling to make rent or pay bills, I looked at what I really appreciated in my life. I really appreciated that I had the opportunity to get out of those troubles. I appreciated the fact that it didn't affect how much my wife loved me or my dog loved me. And I really grew as a person, and because of that, I became much more attractive of a business person. It's hard to put it any other way. When people would talk to me about solving their problem, which, by the way, that's how you make money, is you become really an expert in a niche subject. And it's either a skill or knowledge. For me, it was health insurance for self-employed people. I learned how that worked and how to write policies for people. And I worked with a company that gave me a license to write health insurance for individuals. And meeting those self-employed people, I was much more pleasant to be around because I wasn't stressing out. I really had a lot of gratitude for what was in my life, and I didn't put off this vibe that I've got all these problems. And because of that, I was able to really help them and help them in a really positive way, and they would do business with me and refer me to other people. And now today, just 2.5 years later from that debacle, I'm making more money than I ever have, and most importantly for me, I have more freedom than I ever have. So I have the freedom to come out here and go for a hike on a random Tuesday afternoon. I'm so grateful for that, but I would never have gotten here without gratitude for what was already in my life. Now let me also say, I have a pretty big advantage being in the United States of America, being a young white male. There's a lot of opportunity for me, and I don't have a lot of the baggage that a lot of people have growing up that are in more challenging situations. So there was less personal development work to be done for me than overcoming some really horrifying life experiences. So I must say, I'm really have a lot of gratitude for the head start that life has given me in some ways. But it's not all been easy. Everything that I have earned myself. I didn't have seed money given to me for my business. I had to earn it all. I lost it all, and I made it back. So you also need to recognize your own accomplishments as well, big or small, easy or hard. So that's my advice. Don't make money your primary goal in life. Make life your primary goal in life. That's like would you eat a cash sandwich? That's about as silly as wanting huge numbers of dollars in your bank account with no happiness is. You wouldn't eat paper. You want that stuff to do work, and you want the work that it does to have good vibes. That's why I'm investing in Tesla. There's two ways to make money. You can either work for it, spend your time doing it, or your money can make money. And usually one comes before the other. Now I'm to the point where, thankfully, some of my money can work for me. And I have had enough free time and freedom in my life to discover the things that are worth investing in for me. And so that's what's happening. My money's working for me. What am I going to do with it eventually? That's what I'm learning along the way. It's not going to be just some selfish buy a yacht or mansion kind of thing. That's not how I want to live my life. I want a bigger purpose. I want to have a bigger impact. So what that money does when Tesla's $6,000 a share, we'll find out. I'm still learning. But I trust I will find a very good use for it to serve lots of people. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. This video is a little different than usual. Let me know what you think of this, more of a vlog style where I'm talking to the camera some, and I will keep the Tesla content coming. Love you all.